any barrier that we had imagined between the personal and the political a few months ago has just kind of vaporized in the wake of this pandemic. And while I don't personally believe that Dominic Cummings was seeking emergency childcare when he was fanning around at Barnard Castle, it has raised this really important question of what do you do when you're a parent and you're in charge of looking after a small child, but you're also ill, you're sick, you're incapacitated, and your usual support systems are just not in place. They're just not accessible anymore because of the pandemic, and you have to be really, really careful, and you have to really think about not just keeping the lockdown rules, but also kind of safety. I've had the virus myself, so I've been very unwell. I'm a single parent of a 6-year-old little boy, and I've been poorly for 9 weeks now. It's not been consistent, so it will seem like I'm on the mend and seem like I'm getting better, and it's just kind of the fatigue left, but then suddenly out of the blue I'll just be pummeled with another round of random symptoms, and it's quite scary actually having a new disease, because you don't know how it's going to play out, and you don't know how long it's going to be until you feel like yourself again. And my son did get it as well, thankfully only very mildly, so he just had a little temperature and a little cough for about a week. But it has been a real struggle, and I feel guilty. I feel guilty because standards have slipped so much, and I feel like I'm not providing, I'm covering the basics, like that he's always fed, he's always warm, he's always approximately clean, but I don't feel I'm meeting all of his needs at the moment, and that feels really shit actually. I worry about the fact that he's not seeing anyone, the fact that he's not playing with children his own age, the fact that he's not getting much of an education at the moment, so I've managed to do a little bit with him. But the idea that parents should be providing a full-time home education experience for their children whilst working full-time in lockdown seems like a big ask, even if you're not ill. I really was a bit shocked when they said that they were going to open the schools on the 1st of June, and so that's been the other really difficult decision that we've been making, and actually lots and lots of families have been making and discussing. And I think it's one of those things when there's no right answer for everyone, and I think every family has to kind of weigh up the risks and the benefits. This Cummings thing feels really personal, and it feels like a real slap in the face, not just to me but also to my family live down the road, and my parents have been leaving groceries on my doorstep and then going home to worry, and I think a lot of families have been in that same position.